Atochin chitab Kalenjin eng ketesiet noton nechome nebo Kass TV kakituiye tuan eng kasarta age logoiwekab emet cheitun eng lekasitab oeng ibwat ile tetutik konoton nebo Ikweny emet neitu kong'etege sait agenge agoi sait aeng kebeberyat komait ketaun tetutiet. Ole en betutab raini ketindoi Mheshimiwa MP nebo Aldai Marian Keitany. Kimoche kenai kotiengei ak keljin cheimuch konyor emetab Kenya ak mising ko Africa kotiengei ak tuyet noton kaiwongei emetab raini noton nebo Africa Forward Summit nekokiyai eng kotab tuyosiek nebo KICC ole kotach chong'indab toek. Akot kounoton ketaunen korong logoiwekab emet chekaitwech eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai en oret nebo kabarunet ketindoi Naomi Cherotich. Kait let en betutab raini tuyet noton nebo Africa Forward Summit nekotestai eng kasarta nebo betusiek oeng eng kotab tuyosiek noton nebo KICC en yutet Nairobi. Kaboisien kandoik oratan komuch kokoito somet koityi kandoik kobun Africa komuch kocheng walutik chebo kipchulia kotiengei ak kaimutik chebune emotinwek choton nebo Africa asikeistoen atebet nekitiengei emotinwek choton nebo kiplelachek.
Africa does not need privilege but fairness. We don't need exclusion, but inclusion. We do not seek confrontation, but partnership anchored on mutual respect, shared responsibility, and of course, shared progress. This summit, therefore, presents us with an opportunity to define a new era of engagement between Africa and its partners, an era based not on dependency, but on dignity. Not on extraction, but on value creation, and not on short-term transactions, but on long-term shared prosperity. Africa is rising, determined to shape its own destiny, and increasingly prepared to shape the future of the world itself. That is the Africa Forward agenda. An agenda grounded not on dependency, but in sovereignty. Not in vulnerability, but in resilience, and not in limitation, but in possibility. That is the Africa whose time has come.
We want to be beside you. It means we have equal representation, better representation for Africa in international instances such as the UN, the financial institutions, and we want it represented in the Security Council of the UN.
The name of this summit captures the moment and the mission, Africa Forward. Forward through one of the most turbulent global moments in living memory. Africa is not waiting. Africa is moving, and Africa is leading. African continents are driving one of the defining debates of our time on how to reform a global financial architecture designed in 1945 for a world that no longer exists. Africa played a leading role in the approval of the Pact of the Future by the General Assembly of the United Nations. It is African leadership building new tools like the Borrowers Platform, and so that the countries can speak as one and negotiate from strengths. Challenging the credit rating systems that locks too many of the borrowing tools they need. Africa has had a leadership in securing the Seville commitment to expand the lending power of multilateral development banks, to mobilize private capital at scale, and to deliver relief from the debt burden crushing developing economies. It is African leadership through the African Development Bank that is advancing a bold vision to reform the continental's financial architecture from within, mobilizing African resources for African priorities and prosperity.
Kagomongei kandoik nebo chechang en bunge noton anan en Senate. Kagomongei kandoik chechang missing en county nebo Kericho ak konereki kakwautiet namwa kole miten alage en chemung'ara chemoche kotech factorit noton nebo kawek en county nebo Kericho. Kaimongei kandoinatet noton nebo chechang en County Assembly nebo Kericho Philip Rono akoesio tetutikab chemung'araindet agenge nemoche kotech komosta nekiboren kawek en Kipkelion West en county nebo Kericho. Mwaat kole tokyingei noton konyalil temikab kawek en county noton.
Kong'ololchin sirikab logoiwek en County Assembly nebo Kericho komwa Majority Leader en County Assembly Philip Rono kole moiyoni chemung'araindet noton mwaat kele kochutyi mung'aretab kawek en county nebo Kericho ak Kisumu en oret nemanyolu.
Kitiem kosettlen en Kisii keut kokonyo kotech pulping center en Oliep Kandege next to Chilchila Ward. Ako moche kayatat nguni tuguk kekuren buying centers eleolen kawek techeri chon biriren akwalen mbunik akwalen kila kitu. Ko kaat en almost all the centers. Moche kwal kawek akobi komile akobi kopulpen akomilen sikwalda. Ako moche kwal kawechu cash cash. Kwalen wakulima cash cash. Kang'al wakulima yes, elekabwan ndabichu kakabwa en oret nebo makornatet neo nia. Kole wakulima nyekyalun ak beit nemi over 100 shillings ini delivery. Ko kaker kityo ale intention nebo bichu en ane komabwa bichu en oret ne noto.
Subkei ak Rono komiten arorutik chemagat kisub asiketoi komasta nebo boret ak ng'aetab kawek komakinyalil temindet en oret age tugul.
Number 1, sikechobun license ipalpen kawek koyoche itindoi plantation nemarekunen ekarishek 5 sikechobun itech centait nekipalpenen kawek. Ko ichochu matinye mbaret, kanyokwal kityo uyan kolisen uyan en Kandege konde pulping center akoyatat buying centers. Kii koibu chorset nemakimwonchin ngap tam komi regulation ini kawek koba factory ake suspecten kele kabunu ano kawechu. Komi yeketracendo ngap ibe ko to a certain cooperative society ne member. Lakini in this case ko kakindeot kityo yekiale ku bandek ak maragon. Ibute kawek ak ialde obesi.
Kang'ong nendet kole imuch kowech noton boisietab cooperative societies en county nebo Kericho ak en let kochor alyet chemung'araindet noton konyalil temik kasarta nemekomiten kibagengeisiek anan cooperative societies.
Kemoe kekoshinechin. Kakeng'alal ak wakulima ak cooperative society. Kele elekikebunu ak ng'alechu eb kawat ak ele kokei ko kokoib dollars chechang kobwa yu. Ko niker volumes en coffee exchange ko Kericho ko the leading en ng'alekab volumes. Aketesetai ko ki county government ko ki MCAs on individual levels ke encourageni biik kyok komin kawek. Lakini makimwa koit makorayan akaker kole kochang'a kawek en Kericho ako particularly kachang'a en Kipkelion constituencies. Konam konyo koib kit nekiale kawek kebe kepalpen akoyochigei tugukchwak ako kakokoi wakulima rabinik chema rabinik. Kokakotoretech kawechu kongotoche chito rabinikab kawek.
Kamwa Majority Leader nekamiten en kibagenge ak MCA nebo Londiani Vincent Korir kole miten katyaknatet en mung'aretab kawek kobaten makat kisub ng'atutik tugul asikeistoengei yautik chemakararan en sekta nebo kawek en emoni.
Makishe ng'alekab sokouru. Kamwa ale sikekonin kityo ipalpen kosubkei ak ng'atutioni. Mi ng'atutiet. Kenya ko regulateni ng'atutik. Yon imoche ipalpenjigei kamwa ale en Kipkelion nito ketindoi private people chepalpenjingei kawek. Lakini ko kiisub ng'atutik kole itindoi eka 5 akwo barak sikekonin license ipalpenjigei. Ngap kimoe kenai kele kawechu ipalpeni iibunen ano.
Mwa kounoni ale county government nebo Kericho ko kakimwa license ko kakimwa kele kaikai matobwat amatotiem okoite licenses en biik chemakingen ako en wanabiashara chemakoraek. Number 2 ko AFA ko regulator nebo industry nebo agriculture kemoche kobwa AFA konyo koker akonai kole ng'o bichuton ako kibwanundo ano. Lakini ya matakomukakyan tugul ko kakimwa kele kitayari kora amun biik ko chetindoi power neo. Ko kakimwa kele kemobiliseni wakulima ak echek ak ketelel.
Aripotinyi logoiwekab emet chebo Kass kong'eten county nebo Kericho, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Yekiistoengei noton kokanam police chebo county nebo Nakuru anan Town West kamet agenge ak werinyin en operation nekim mising nekyingei kiterter chobet noton mayek chemeyonotin en komosta nebo Muhoi en Beketoni. Mayek choton koboto litaisiek 20 chebo chang'aa ak litaisiek 230 chebo ethanol ole kakon kateunet ribikab kalyet kole tesetai operation noton asikomuch kiterter mung'aretab mayek chemeyonotin.
Kanam ofisaek chebo police en Nakuru West kamet ak werit agenge en operation nekakiyai nekitokyin maiwek chemoyonotin en komosta nebo Murugi nemiten kebeberta nenaat ko Mbeketoni. Kosubkei ak ofisaechoton bo police kokakotestai kwo barak chobet ak aldaetab maiywek chemoyonotin mising ko chang'a chemwaat kele kiboisien ethanol kerieche.
That lady is using ethanol to distill chang'a, and the ethanol is now being kept by our son, who is called Njagi. Now it's like a cooperation of producing chang'a while using ethanol. That is what we have been able to establish, because now, as you can see, we have 230 liters of chang'a, of the ethanol that we have been able to recover. We have also recovered 20 liters of chang'a.
En operation inoton kokakinam chang'a litaishek 20 ak ethanol litaishek 230.
Kwamba nyingi inaweza kuwa tunja faulu kuipata, lakini tunajua ya kwamba hapa tutakuwa hapa on daily basis. Na kuna jambo ninataka kuambia mama kabla ya kuendelea sana. Kuna mambo itambidi afanye. Ataacha hii kazi, kama hataacha atahama, na kama hatahama ataishi kotini.
Kamwa ofisayano nebo police en Nakuru West Isaac Kimweli kole tesetai ichek ak operation itonoton akoi koker kole kakikirinda maiywek en komosaton.
We are going to sustain this operation on illicit brews and also on a second generation, on those who are operating outside the stipulated time, because the licenses have clearly stipulated the time that outlets are supposed to be opened to sell alcohol. So for them that are selling before time, for them that are selling after time, we are going to arrest them and we are going to take them to court.
Kongeten county nebo Nakuru, logoiywekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
En county nebo Uasin Gishu koikoito kurset koityi biikab emet komuch konamgei eun ak stakeholders tugul koboto ribikab kalyet en bordet takyin kiterter boisiet noton nebo kerichekab bokitet.
Kosubkei ak director netonondochin Alcoholic Drinks Control Board en serikalitab county nebo Uasin Gishu Koya Mayo kokakoit kasarta nenyolu kotoret biikab boror serikali en boriet nekitekyin maiyek choto kobun ng'ong'onetab biik cheoldoi maiyek chemoiyonotin koboto kebeberwek chekioldoe maiyek choto.
Boisioni ko boisiet neo ak kesome biikchok chebo gaa ketoretkei ing ke chokikure sharing information. Kimoche biik chok kokonech amu icheket chemi nganasok ak kokere tuguk chetesetai, kemoche kotoretech kokonech naet nebo icheket chemung'arainik chemoititotin cheyoe mung'areshek chebo kong'em lagok chok.
Kayaror Koya kole kong'ete taunetab kei nebo kenyini kokikonam ichek maiyek chemoiyonotin koboto ethanol cheite litaishek 11,000 ak kenam biik cheite 89 kit nekamwa kole tesetai ichek ak kirwoket en inguni. Ole kakimit kole bendi kotesetai ichek ak operation nekim en county nitok akoi keterter maiyek choto moiyonotin.
Kotesetai operations kokimuch ketumde anan keng'em maiyek chemoititotin litaishek 11,000 ak kenam biik 89 chekokimut koba kotini ak kotesetai kesishekwak. Ko amu noto kemoche kemwa komie kele ko ki serikalit nebo county nebo Uasin Gishu kemwoe kesubi tononetab governor nenyo Dr. Jonathan B nemwoe ine betusiek tugul kolen kimoche Uasin Gishu kotililit kotko mat kobit aldaet chobet ak aldaet nebo maiyek chemoititotin.
En kasarata kokoito Koya kateunet koityi chemung'arek cheisuldae mung'aret nebo aldaetab maiyek kole bendi kotuitos ichek ak kerkong'et neng'wan angot kenyor koaldochin lagok maiyek. Kit nekamwa kole eng nematiny komabendi koyani ichek keng'em sobetab lagok en oret age tugul.
Makiyoni ko ki serikali koityi letaetab maiyek chemoiyonotin, maiyek chesumu, korikyi lagok chok chemengechen chebo sukul. Ko ki serikali ko kokechobe ak ketinye ofisaek cheyome, kitinye karisiek cheyome, kitinye asikarik cheyome, ak ketinye mwanik chebo karisiek cheyome. Kiite kokwotinwek tugul eng kaunti nenyo nebo Uasin Gishu kotko mat korikyi lakwetab sukul mayek. Ak kemwachini chemung'arainik konai komie kole mung'aret age tugul netieme koleta mayek chemaiyonotin koityi lagokab sukul ing kanasok ak kokwotinwek ko ng'oliot nemakiyoni ko ki serikali.
Kong'eten nganaset nebo Eldoret en county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV, kanenyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Ko oret agenge nebo kiraimuch kekanapta mung'aret ak kabatisiet en county nebo Nandi kotete kibagengeit noton nebo Chamber of Commerce and Industry mornetab Nandi en kibagenge ak serikalitab county nebo Nandi igorta nebo kabartaetab mung'aret ak kabatisiet ntokyingei kokanapta mung'aret ak kabatisiet en county noton.
Kong'alalchin ketesiani eng ofisit nyi nemite taonitab Kapsabet, komwa CEO nebo kibagenge noto bo Chamber of Commerce mornetab county nebo Nandi Festus Koko kole teteche ikoratab kabartaetab mung'aret ak kabatisiet ko oret agenge nebo kekanapta mung'aret eng county nebo Nandi.
Kimite urani amu kosubkei ak kabartaet nebo mung'aret ak kabatisiet nekitinye eng Nandi tarikishek 28 ak 29 arawani nebo smooth eng Kapsabet. Ikibendi kemakchini kibarta mung'aret chechok eng Nandi, kibarta kabatisiet nekitinye eng Nandi County, kiborchi emet anan kiborchi North Rift ak kiborchi Kenya mzima sikonai kole ne chekeyoe, ne biashara chekeyoe eng Nandi, ne mung'aret nekeyoe ak kesapoten wanabiashara chechok anan wakulima chechok konyor market anan alishet nebo tugukwak chebo mbar anan chebo kabatisiet asikesapoten icheket kong'ete kotes mung'arenywa mising. Kongoi.
County nebo Nandi kotinye kelchin nebo kabatisietab minutik cheterter cheboto kolsetab chaik, kawek, miwek koboto minutik alak cheterter ak baetab tuga mising ko tuga chebo chego.
Kitinye nguno coffee, kitinye avocado, kitinye chego, kitinye akot chaik chekimeche kesapoten sikemekan sure kele kaalda eng emoni anan sikonyor kora support wanabiashara chechok kiro products chechwak ak kwal eng Kenya mising ak emotinwekab sang.
Kounoto kowendi kotoreti nito chemung'arainik ak meng'ikab county nebo Nandi kokanapta ichek mung'aret ak kabatisiet.
Nandi Trade Expo keyoe tarik 28 ak 29 eng Kapsabet Kipchoge Complex. Kibortoi tuguk chebo mbar, kibortoi mung'areshek, kibortoi machinery, kimakchini biikab boror anan wakulima chebo Nandi kobwa nyokoro kokerchigei teknolojia nemi agriculture, nyokoro tuguk chemakchingei ko mkulima akobwa kora kobarta akichek tuguk chetinye eng gaa chemeche kealdachi Kenya, kealda eng Nandi ak kealdachi ng'ony komugul.
Kacher ine kora meng'ikab county nebo Nandi koityi kamanutiet neo kurset nebo kocham ichek mung'aret mising ko neranik chematinye boisionik.
Chersenyo neo kou Chamber of Commerce kemeche ketach anan kekur biik tugul chebo Nandi County sikomuch kochut mung'aret. Kitoche biik tugul komekan sure kele ongiro mung'aret nekakichut mateketebi kityo ngachang'an neranik kemeche ketachak asikobwa kinetak ak ketebi kenai ole kiteptoi eng mung'aret ak keyai mung'aret amu eng nguno ko kito ne toreti biik chechang anan nesiri biik chechang ko mung'aret. So tunaomba vijana wote wabwa tugul sikeng'ololchine ak kochut mung'aret, matitebi chi kityo nemetinye mung'ara.
Kong'etegei county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Nelson Tarbei.
Kaimwongei chong'indab biikab emet kobun counties 4 chebo North Rift asikokoito kerutikwak kotinygei ak magetab kimuch keyochi walet bilit noton nebo Kenya National Bureau of Statistics koek Kenya National Bureau of Statistics Authority ko oret agenge nebo kekanapta boisionik ak ketoret eng kanaptaetab legut neyoton kimuch kotoi serikali asikomuch keboisien ketoreten serikalishek choton chebo counties.
Kosubkei ak ofisayat no anan Head of Legal en Kenya National Bureau of Statistics Linda Olwenyi nekatach kerutikab biikab emet eng counties 4 chotok chebo North Rift komwoe ine kole mite maket noto nebo keyachi walet bilit noto kong'ete Kenya National Bureau of Statistics KNBS akoi koek Kenya National Bureau of Statistics Authority newendi kotoreti eng kanaptaetab kweet ak tesetab boisionik chik.
Kenya National Bureau of Statistics is the body corporate in charge and responsible for collection analysis, compilation and dissemination of official statistics in Kenya. Today we are here in this cluster to present a money bill in the form of the Statistics Bill 2026, and we are here to collect the views of the public, largely from 4 counties, that is the Turkana, West Pokot, Uasin Gishu, and Elgeyo Marakwet. The bill seeks to align to the Constitution 2010. It also aims to take note of the emerging areas on statistics. We are also seeking to establish a fund which will help the statistics to grow in our country, both at the national and the county level. And lastly, we are seeking to repeal the 2006 Act, which established the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, because it is the feel of the public that it is time that Kenya National Bureau of Statistics become an authority on matter statistics.
Kama Olwenye kole yekeche walet bili notok koek Statistics Act notok nebo 2006 kotoreti oleo kotuyogei serkalishekab counties ak serikalit neo koum eng nyorunetab tugukab kamanut anan data neboto nyorunetab rabinik cheyamei konamgei ak kaitetab chong'indab biik.
There is not much difference. We are just changing name and now taking our position as an authority and a regulator on matter statistics. We have added more functions which reinforce an authority. For example, establishment of an institution. We are also enlarging our mandate so that we are also able to handle other areas which were not provided for in our current acts.
Kamwa icheket kole wendi kibagenge notok kotonondochin eng tokchinetab koum konoret ak letaetab statistics tugul koityi kebeberwek cheterter eng kasuldaetab boisionikwak.
Ni kichobei ko netoreti counties ak national government komuch koyai kito nekito aenge. Singecheng ng'alekab data konomegei chebo counties ak chebo national ako toret eng banganetab counties ak national government. Ngekwei data background ngekwei big data konai kole tuguk tugul chekitebe anan data chekikolekteni ko muhimu eng tesetab tai nebo koret.
Eng komastanyi kolosu director nebo tetutyonotok eng county nebo Uasin Gishu Jacqueline Masit bili notok eng kit notok nemwoe kole yekisirto koek ng'atutiet kowendi konyorune kelchin serikalishekwak nyorunetab lengut anan funding eng programs chechwaket.
The bill is very timely. For us, it will really help us in the establishment of the statistical offices in the counties. As a county, Uasin Gishu County will already have a unit, but it will, the bill will really help us in fully operationalizing the directorates, and also concerning the fund that is currently being proposed in the bill. It will really help us in capacity building of the statisticians at the county level, and also in linkage with the national statistical system.
Kong'etikei taunetab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kakomwa ofisayan tononjin lewenisiet en komosta nebo koning'ete ng'atutik nebo Emurua Dikir Caleb Kegonde kole chobotin en kasitab ang'wan komuch kondochi lewenisiet akoyai imanda akoi kelewen MP nebo Emurua Dikir en lewenisiet noton neming'in kosipkei ak nekibet sobet neki MP nekebratan Joanna Ng'eno Ngong kobun nyasutiet noton nebo ndegeit.
Watazamaji wenzangu, hamjambo. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Caleb Kegonde. Mimi ndio returning officer wa Emurua Dikir constituency kwa hii by election yenye iko tarehe 14 on Thursday mwezi huu wa 5. Kwa ufupi nataka niwajulishe ya kwamba tuko ready as IPC kwa hii by election. So far tumetrain poll officials, tulianza na POs na DPOs last week kutoka Tuesday mpaka Friday na Sunday this week na Monday jana tukamalizia na polling clerks. Emurua Dikir iko na 94 polling stations. Na tunapoenda siku ya uchaguzi on Thursday, nataka kuwakumbusha registered voters tutaamkia our polling stations zinafunguliwa saa 12 asubuhi na zitafungwa saa 11 jioni, lakini huenda ikawa PO atachelewa kufungua. Kama amechelewa dakika kama 5, ataongeza masaa ya kufunga jioni na dakika 5. Tusema amefungua saa 12 na dakika 5, atafunga saa 11 na dakika 5. Tunataka kuwaomba wana Emurua Dikirr tuendelee kutimiza amani. Uchaguzi ni wetu na sisi kama IEBC tunawahakikishia kwa njia yote tuko ready na uchaguzi itakuwa free, fair, transparent and credible. Na tunataka the will of the people wa Emurua Dikirr itimizwe kabisa. Na tumekuwa na mikutano na sina security officers kutoka mbeleni mpaka hata wa leo. Wametuhakikishia ya kuwa tutafanya kazi pamoja sana sana kutimiza amani wakati tunapoenda kwa hii by-election. There are few hotspots wame-identify yenye watashughulikia kama security, lakini la maana na la muhimu ni kuitimiza wananchi wenzangu tunapoenda kupiga kura. Wacha kila mwananchi exercise his or her democratic right bila kuwa intimidated ama bila kusuhiliwa. Na sisi kama IEBC vile nimewaambia, tunataka ikue ya amani, ikue free, fair and transparent by-election. So far na tuko na 5 candidates. Tuko na candidate wa PNU, Madam Mheshimiwa Desma Cherono. Tuko na candidate wa UDA anaitwa David Kipsang, jina linajulikana ni Dora. Tuko na wa DCP anaitwa Mheshimiwa Vincent Kibet. Tuko na wa PNU anaitwa Gideon Koech. PNU, sorry, confuse hapo. National Vision Part of Kenya, I'm sorry. Na tuko na wa RLP anaitwa Mheshimiwa Kenneth Kiprono. Wote wako uwanjani. Wananchi ndio watafanya uamuzi on Thursday.
Noton ko lewenisiet nemingin nekiyoe en koning'et ng'atutik nebo Emurua Dikirr en kasitab ang'wan. Yekimande en yoton kebendi county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ole tomo konyor toretet neititayat rwoik kobun koimutik choton chebo osisiet en meng'otosiek noton naat ko gender based violence en taonit nebo Iten. Ntakosibgei ak noton konamgei eun City of Miramas en kibagenge anan kobun emetab Ufaransa en kibagenge ak Strides for Africa asikotoi ketesiet nekisorunen ak ketoreten koimutik anan biik che mising ko rwoik chebune koimutik cheu choton.
Kaimutietab usisiet ak kanyalilet anan gender based violence ko kaimutiet nebo ing'weny komugul nenotok komagat konamgei eun emotinwekab ing'weny akotokyi borionotok kaimutionotok. Nitok ko kosubkei ak ofisaek kobun City of Miramas eng emetab Ufaransa kondochin meya nebo city notok Frederick Vigouroux koboto ambassador nebo sports Simon Raulin chekaindochi eng yatetab ketesiet nekitorete rwoik koboto biik alak chebo ureriosiek nekakiyat eng taonitab Iten nenaat ko Strides for Africa.
Seeing and hearing the life moments that were shared today makes that will even more powerful. And from an ambassador for sports, I want to say with the heartful sincerity that you are the most powerful ambassador for sports. You together show what sports can do, what team spirit can do, what discipline and resilience can do, and what working together can do.
Kosubkei ak CEO nebo kibagengenoto bo Strides for Africa, Joan Jelimo, inendet ko labatindet kobun taonnoto bo Iten, komwa kole kitoi inendet ketesionoto amu kikoborionji rwoik chechang chekikobun kaimutionoto bo gender based violence.
As a friend to Agnes Tirop, and she was murdered by the husband. She was someone I knew, someone I trained with. And for me, it became deeply personal. I felt like I could not just sit down, cry and mourn, but something needs to be done. It is very sad that 6 months after that, we lost Damaris. She was just 100 meters from here. She was also my friend. Then in 2024 in Olympics in Paris, I was with Rebecca Cheptegei, and she was burned alive by the husband. These are people I knew. These are people I trained with. These are my close friends. We could meet on a daily basis. But I could not read that there was any form of violence or there was anything going through them. This was the same pattern of violence.
Kangong municipal manager nebo taonitab Iten Felix Kirongo kole magat eng biik che ikoitoi korik chebo meng'otiet eng taoninoto konai komie biik che ikochini korik choto bo meng'otiet amu chechang ko biik che yoege kou rwoik ako icheget ko kiplelutinik chemache kowech kainetab rwoik kobun kaimutyonoto bo gender based violence eng taoninoto bo Iten.
Fersun kemeche kekur tugul ak keregistan sikenai kele ng'o ak ng'o chemi korichu. So ngobitu ng'alal ak tugul kengen kitinye korik nai ile ng'o nemenye korik. Kimeche kenyoru database nebo wakimbiaji tugul eng Iten.
And us as the National Police Service and the government, we are always there to support the good cause that is there. We have worked together to support and investigate those cases where girls have undergone GBV. And we have a desk at the police station where all cases reported are investigated. And we have police officers who have been trained and dedicated to that work of investigating and prosecuting gender-based violence cases.
Kongete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Chitab Kalenjin ko choton ko logoiwekab emet chekaimuch kaitun eng ketesiet noton nechome nebo Kass TV kobaten ibwat ile en nguni kebendi ketab tetutiet ak Mheshimiwa MP nebo Aldai Marian Keitany kotiengei ak tetutik cheterterchin chebo bandab tai tesetai nguni en emet kobaten en yuton amache atiakta Naomi Chirotich. Kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai.